recently, my daughter was in the hospital for about a week, and she was complaining about stomach problems or stomach pain, and so we took her to the emergency room, and they were running various tests to try to see what was going on. And so we started at one hospital, and because they didn't have a pediatric gastrointestinal doctor, we had to go to Beaumont. And so we're at Beaumont. They admit her. They're still running tests to try to decide what it is that is causing her stomach pain. So they're going to do a particular procedure called a ECRP, which means that they're going to go in because there was sludge backing up in her liver, and they're going to open the duct and cut it open so that it could drain. Well, they do this procedure. It was also going to be a investigative procedure, I guess, so that they could see what else was down there and what else needed to be done. So they went in through her throat, and they go in and they do the cut. So that was like on Tuesday. Or was it, what day was that?
Monday.
On Monday, sorry. That was on Monday. And so everything went well, so we thought. And she hadn't been able to eat since the prior Tuesday. So after the procedure, she still only wanted like water. So she'd been drinking water. And then the next morning, the nurse came in to check on her, and she asked her if she was okay, how she felt, and she said fine. But like not even 2 minutes later, she sat up in the bed and she said she was nauseous. Well, before she could complete the sentence, she began to throw up blood. And you know, it's hard enough when your child is in a hospital. It's hard enough when they really don't know what is going on, you know. And all along, I knew everything was fine. I didn't have an uneasiness or anything. I just was like, okay, this is what has to be done to find out what's wrong with her, and we're just going to go with the flow, you know, to see what happens. But at that moment, what was supposed to be a simple step to find out what was wrong became a, oh my God, what is really, really wrong moment, and what do I do? And at that time, it was like, okay, I am utterly, totally powerless, because she just wouldn't stop. And it was scary because she lost blood so fast, she became weak and she passed out. So immediately the doctors and nurses went into panic mode and whisked her off to intensive care. And you never want your child in intensive care. That in itself, you don't want anyone in intensive care, but that in itself is like, oh my God, this is something really serious. And we still don't know what brought her here. So all along, I'm like, okay, I know she's going to be okay because of my faith, but why do I have to watch her go through all this? Why do I have to, why does she have to go through all this? So the aftermath. After that, they went in and did another procedure to apply medication to where they cut, so that it could heal the bleeding. And she had to stay in ICU overnight, and they monitored her to make sure the bleeding had stopped. She's going to need her gallbladder removed. So we just have to monitor what she eats until her gallbladder surgery, so that she doesn't agitate, the area that was bleeding. It was during that time, I would say, the support that I got from people, the concern and the love that people around me showed, that made me feel better. Even though I couldn't respond right away to a lot of people, I could tell that was God showing me that I wasn't alone, and that she wasn't alone, and that even when it seemed like things are moving so fast that you can't see him, he's always there, even in those situations. And one thing that I did think about was, we were in the room by ourselves most of the time. She did have 2 roommates, but even though we didn't want to have roommates, while they were there, I did pray for them, and I don't know what that prayer did for them and for their family. You don't know if that's why. You would not want to think that that's why you were there, but that your child has to go through something like that. But you never know where or when God is going to use you, so you always have to be prepared and mindful of the opportunities to help someone else. So even though I hate that she had to go through that, hopefully the prayers that I prayed for those families, they were in some way beneficial and helped them to heal and things like that, and go through what they were going through. She's doing fine, as you can see. She's back in school. We're just waiting for her to schedule for the surgery, and then that'll be that. And through it all, God is God. So that's pretty much all I have to say.